Tonight from Arlington High, it's a District 4 6A matchup as the Arlington Colts play host to the Panthers of Fort Worth Paschal. And good evening, everyone. John Nelson alongside Jim Staples. The Arlington Colts 6-11 overall in district play, just 1-5. North Crowley leading the district. They have a one-game lead over Martin. Paschal at 0-6. The Panthers coming off of a loss to Arlington Bowie. They'll start Robinson, Crutcher, Arbello, Doby, and Anderson. Three seniors and a couple of sophomores. There's a head coach, David Watson, in his fourth year. Paschal comes in averaging 43 points in district play. It'll be Mitz, Viatalala, Washington, Anderson, and Gay. Three juniors and a couple of seniors for head coach Paul Williams here at Arlington High in year number 3. Arlington coming off a 69-48 loss to Martin. That Paschal lost to Bowie 69-57. And the first meeting between these two this year, Coach Watson telling me, Jim, that his team has 6 injuries, so their bench is a little thin. Arlington, they like to run. They like to get it in the hands of Ray Washington and Rashad Anderson.
Well, this is going to be an interesting game. Both teams are really playing for a little bit of pride here, and with those injuries for Paschal and Arlington's ability to run, I would see very much this be just an up and down game, John.
Colts come in averaging an even 50 points in district play and looking for district win number 2. It's been a tough start in district this year for Arlington High. 8 seniors, 6 juniors, and a sophomore. And we're just about set to go. Panthers of Paschal in road purple with gray numbers and gray trim. The Colts in home white with green numerals. Earlier tonight, the Lady Colts defeated Paschal. So looking for a sweep. Our second look at Arlington this year. A couple of weeks ago, we were here to bring you the contest with Sam Houston. Texans won that game 54-38. For Paschal, it'll be Jack Doby at 6'4", and for Arlington High, it'll be Kendrick Gay at 6'2", and it's off with a tip and the quick handoff, and just 4 seconds deep, Rashad Anderson has the first 2.
Pretty good indication of how fast this Arlington team is. It's lightning fast.
Jalen Robinson, number 1, turning and dishes off to Fred Arbello. Lob feed to Doby. He got rid of it. Here's Doby again, wide open from the left of the circle and misses. Viatalala at 6'3" and a senior gets the carom for Arlington High. Kendrick Gay. The middleman is Ray Washington, number 20. Intended for Washington, picked off by Walter Crutcher. Gonna take it all the way and draw the foul of Tyron Mitz underneath.
Kind of did a little bit of a hesitation and then exploded to the basket. Laid it high off of the glass and got the shooter's roll and a bucket and one chance.
Walter Crutcher, a 5'9" senior at the stripe, and a chance to give Fort Worth Paschal the lead. And he does. Washington on the side as Gay gives it up. Off the dribble, right underneath, and Rashad Anderson pushes it up and down.
Anderson was initially looking for a backdoor cut, nobody there, so he just spins around and takes the shot and has the second bucket.
Paschal, they don't shoot the 3 that often. Arbello's on one wing. This is he, number 15, and back to Crutcher. Crutcher fronted by Gay. Damari Anderson, number 33, is their post player, and a spin move by Robinson, and he's hit on the other side. Paschal ball underneath. Jack Doby at 6'4". Damari Anderson also at 6'4" for the Panthers. Here's Anderson to play it in. Almost 2 minutes into this contest. 4-3 Colts with the early lead. The drive and the block on Arlington. Fred Arbello trying to get around the defender.
Well, Mitch was trying to cut off that penetration, and he's going to have to take a seat.
Off for the bench for the Colts, Sean Steele, number 12, and the scoop underneath by Crutcher. As all 5 of Paschal's points.
Well, he is very explosive, quick first step, and he has gotten beyond the defenders on a couple of occasions.
Sean Steele's a 6-foot junior. He's on the left. Steele looking for Anderson cutting through the paint. Having to reset it is Washington. Here's Steele. Underneath, but overshot Rashad Anderson, and the Colt turnover. Timeout while Bonavia Tallulah ties up his left shoe. 5-4, Paschal with a lead in the leather. Walter Crutcher up court. Sends it over to Arbello. Quick hand off to Doby. Anderson trying to set a pick for Robinson. And here's a wide open Jelon Robinson, misses a 3. The tap back to Robinson. Underneath to Anderson, and he's fouled by Viatalala.
Well, a nice save by Jack Doby to keep that ball alive for Paschal. Give them a second and third opportunity, and finally Anderson with a chance now at the line.
Demaria Anderson, a 6'4" sophomore, at the free throw line, 4-2. And he cans them both. And Paschal with a 3-point lead. Colts may be in for a hard contest tonight. Ray Washington trying to break free. Viatalala backing in, turning, goes underneath and misses.
Well, it was a nice idea, just a little bit too far away from the basket. Didn't have enough oomph on that little underhander to get it to the hole.
Doby saves it. It's still loose. And thrown away by Robinson. He had Arbello on the side. Or was it off of Arlington? And a timeout taken. Coach Paul Williams wants a 30-second timeout. 4:29 to go here in the opening period. The Panthers of Fort Worth Paschal on top. 7-4, the pride of West Berry Street. Fort Worth Paschal, one of the 4 oldest high schools in Fort Worth. Northside, Poly, Arlington Heights, and Paschal, the 4 oldest high schools. I think Trimble Tech is in there somewhere, but
well, you look at both of these schools in the history. You know, Arlington goes back forever and used to be the only school in town, as we've been proudly told so many times. But there's as Arlington grew, obviously, and Paschal, one of the few 6A schools in Fort Worth, and boy, just a tremendously rich history.
A lot of the Paschal kids end up at TCU. They don't even have to trade school colors. They keep purple.
That's right.
In fact, Frog Alley took their name from Panther Alley. It's been Panther Alley for years. The road that leads into the practice field underneath Fred Arbello. And Paschal now pulling away at 9-4.
They've been doing it, just taking the basket taking the ball to the basket, being unafraid and just challenging this Arlington defense.
Sean Steele looking for Kendrick Gay on the right wing. Gets a pass from Ray Washington. Inside to Bono. Sean Steele, baseline left from 3, misses. On the run is Crutcher. And Crutcher, Walter Crutcher leans in for 2 more, his 7th point.
Yeah, fearless. He gets that first step and he is off to the races.
Ray Washington draws the contact underneath. He and Dobie, but it's the offensive foul. Team foul number 4 on the Colts. Paschal coach David Watson wants to bring in Royce Mendez at a guard. Little 5'5" freshman, Royce Mendez, the only freshman on the varsity.
Well, Carruthers also in there. Paul Williams trying to find a mix of players that can get something sparked here for Arlington.
That one slipped out of the hands of Mendez. To the bench, Tyron Mitz, who started back in. Panthers with a 7-point lead, 3:24 to go in the opening period. Dobie inside, turning and off for the glass. Damari Anderson.
Yeah, you've got to be able to convert that. Nice entry pass by Jack Dobie. Just an easy pitch and catch and turn around, and you got to make that most of the time, and Anderson did.
9-point lead. Tyron Mitz shoots it cross court to Steele. Here's Mitz. He can't go down low, and we're going to get Mendez with a block for Paschal. Tyron Mitz to play it in. To Steele, bobble the inbounds pass, gets it back and misses and runs it back down. And a nice pass underneath to Tyron Mitz.
Just an overall good team effort that time by Arlington just to keep the ball alive and finally get an open shot.
That one fired up by Arbello. Goes out of bounds.
Coach Watson is not real sure why he took that shot.
Coach Watson went to Liberty University. That's where they have a nice football program. Off the dribble, and Tyron Mitz puts in 2 more.
Yeah, back-to-back buckets, much needed baskets by Arlington and Tyron Mitz.
The lob feed intended for Dobie, broken up. He gets it back and scores anyway.
Boy, that was a nice pass, but just give Dobie a lot of credit. He battled to hang on to that, was hounded, and managed to get that shot off and draw the foul. That's just some strength by Dobie. 6'4", but a little bit of game.
It's 15-8 and a chance to give the Panthers an 8-point cushion. And they'll press. Zion Mills in for the Colts, number 1. The rebound, the attempt underneath by Terrell Washington. He's fouled, team foul number 2 on the Panthers. And a shooting foul for Terrell Washington, a 6'2" junior.
And overall, Arlington has been pretty tenacious on the offensive glass, giving them some second and third opportunities.
Second one off the mark. Dobie with a little jump hook.
Wow.
And quick to the ball is Arbello. 3-pointer on the way and on the board for Damari Anderson.
But Arbello just flying through there to get the offensive rebound and giving Anderson that opportunity.
It is 19-9 with 1:05 to go here in the first quarter. Knocked away by Doby. The pass intended for Carruthers underneath number 15. From the corner, wow, nothing but net as Anderson sinks his second three.
Boy, he's got double digits already here in the first quarter.
Running away and hiding from the Colts here.
Well, those threes can separate you in a hurry.
Zion Mills circles back out. 34 seconds left in the first. He finds Mitz. Off the double team, he had Doby in the front and Anderson from the back. And a shooting foul for Tyron Mitz.
Nice look on the pass that got it, squeezed it into Mitz.
One more. Better effort on the second. And with a half a minute, here's Royce Mendez. Guarded by Mills. And the Panthers will hold it and try to take the last shot here. Walter Crutcher on one side and Arbello with the ball on the other side.
Gotta think Anderson's got to be your go-to guy. He's just canned 2 consecutive threes.
Arbello, this one kicked out of bounds with 3.3. And the Colts will have it. Zion Mills to play it in. Tyron Mitz from midcourt, and it hits the side of the glass. And that is the end of the first 8 minutes. Our score, Paschal 22, Arlington 10. Back with more basketball here at Arlington High on AISD-TV. As the Arlington Colt Band wraps up the ESPN Sports Center theme. They've got ABB on the front of their t-shirts, the Arlington Basketball Band, and really picks things up here for the home crowd. Trying to put some energy into the home games.
Yeah, they could use a little right here.
The dump off and Walter Crutchers, he starts to drive through the lane. Got a push off, I believe on Steele, either he or it's Rashad Anderson. It's on Rashad Anderson, and that is the 6th team foul. Oh, it's the 7th. That's the 7th, and a 1-and-1 now. That's not good. Ball collected by Viatalala, and the Colts in a jam here, down by a dozen. Entry pass and the double pump underneath. Rashad Anderson with his 6th point.
Well, that's a good start. Anderson was severely hounded, but just muscled his way through and got his 6th bucket.
He'll be back next year. From about 12, that one put up by Arbello. In the corner, up high with a rebound is Anderson. On the run, Mitz. Mitz goes left hand with his 7th point.
Looked a little out of control, but the results are good. He took it coast to coast and laid it gently in.
Don't know if we'll see Dylan Thomas tonight, the 6'3 senior. Missed all of the football season with a broken leg. In fact, we haven't seen him in 2 years. Wow. And a 3 by number 3, Royce Mendez.
Well, a knuckleball had no spin on it at all.
And the lead now swells to 11.
The 3rd 3 by the Paschal Panthers.
Mitz loading up and misses a 3. Over the top with a rebound, and the miss was Anderson, and then Viatalala on the other side. And a senior with his first 2.
Yeah, just never giving up on it, maintaining that rebounding position, and paid off for Viatalala.
Jalen Robinson lost it, dives, trying to save it. It's still loose. Still loose. And here's the pileup. And Paschal emerges the winner. Now, wait a minute. Going to give it to Arlington. It's Arlington's ball. Dion Valle, number 42, in for Paschal, and a timeout taken before he can enter. Paschal, again, coming off of a loss to Bowie. Next week, the Colts will have games at Weatherford, and they'll host North Crowley to wrap up the month of January. The regular season for the Colts will end on February 16th. That's on a Tuesday night, and they'll be at Paschal, the return game for their two district encounters. So Dion Bales in for the Panthers, number 42, a 6'6" senior. Mills trying to feed Anderson underneath, and the turnover.
Well, Vales pays immediate dividends at 6'6" on the steal.
Robinson up top from 20, and a whistle before that attempted shot. And another 1-and-1 for the Panthers. It'll be Walter Crutcher at the free throw stripe. Team foul number 8 on the Colts. And the bonus, and the lead now at 10. Again, Paschal came in 0-6. And a good start here in the first half.
5 of 7 from the line.
Colts came in averaging an even 50 in district play. Loose kick, got away from Mitz, scooped up by Robinson. Robinson misses, recovery underneath. And Crutcher was really totaled. He got it from both sides.
Mitz got a little careless with the ball and had it stolen from him, and just fortunate it wasn't an easy deuce at the other end, but Crutcher once again at the stripe.
And the lefty sends up the first. Substitution Colts. Ray Washington, number 20, he started, and Sean Steele back in. And the second free throw. And a break for the Colts on the two misses.
Yeah, a lot of side spin on that shot.
Still trail by 10. Kendrick Gay, and saved by Steele. I think Gay was trying to go to Anderson, overshot him.
Well, Steele, when you can penetrate, you draw a crowd and you can kick it out, usually to a wide open three-point shooter, and Steele knocks it down.
Arlington's first three off of the handoff from Mendez. Arbello is fouled. Team foul number 10. And Fred Arbello at the charity stripe for Paschal.
Well, Paschal started out hot from the line. Now they've this is their last 5 in a row.
Carlton Prim on for the Colts. Arbello misses both.
Wow.
That's their last 4. Ooh. And the extra step on the travel by Kendrick Gay with 4:30 to go in the half.
Well, Gay had a 3 open and chose not to shoot it, and wanted to penetrate but didn't put the ball on the floor in time, and a really unforced turnover.
In the corner from about 23, Fred Arbello for the three-pointer. Team three-pointer number 4. Handoff and the block by Vales. Viatulala got it. Tried to pull the trigger and is hit hard.
Well, Viatulala really may have gotten away with an offensive foul there. He used his big body to clear out, but fortunately Arlington High has the basketball back.
Prim with a deep pass to Kendrick Gay. And a timeout taken with 3:51 to go in the first half. Paul Williams' squad down by 10. The Colts again 6 and 11 on the year. Paschal 8 and 11. And back at Arlington High, side court, it'll be Kendrick Gay to shove it in play. Sean Steele trying to break free of Robinson in the corner for a three, and Kendrick Gay with a line drive three.
Well, that's the one he passed up just a minute ago, and he nails it this time. And you get that shot, you've got to pull the trigger.
Yep. Arlington's second three. They now trail by 7. Now by 9. Off with a square, Fred Arbello.
They've just been more aggressive going to the basket, Paschal. They've done a good job, and it's still here.
Mid-court takeaway by Jalen Robinson. Paschal looks anything but like an 0-6 team in district. Arbello underneath. Man, this little kid can really get up.
Well, Crutcher and Arbello have just been absolutely unstoppable penetrating to the basket.
Sean Steele fronted by Arbello. And with 2:54 to go, the Paschal foul, it'll be their team's 4th. Tyron Mitz in for Prim, may have twisted his ankle. Tyron Mitz to play it in for the Colts. Gay had to climb the ladder. Anderson in closer, perfect. Good drive, Rashad Anderson.
Yeah, perfect execution.
Two and a half minutes to go here in the half. This is Crutcher. Mendez gives it up. Oh, a nice dish off. And Vales.
Yeah, and that's been Paschal's success. They've been able to penetrate, and if they haven't gotten the bucket, they've been able to dish it off to a offside, all-alone player, and Vales was that guy this time.
2 minutes to play, and Paschal leading by 11. Viatulala trying to find an opening, lost it on the floor, rolling over is Raylan Robinson. Colts get it back.
Nice hustle by Bono as he turned it over, but then didn't give up on the play.
And Bono misses deep from the left corner. Mendez will throw it up to Steele. Arlington on the run. 2 working on 3, and Mitz did everything but go in. Arbello delivers outside to Crutcher. He misses. Mitz in front of Mendez with a loose ball. Minute 3 to go in the half. And they get it back. Kendrick Gay.
Well, that's what Arlington has to do in transition, is explode and take it to the hole at the other end. And they had numbers, and Gay gets the bucket.
Leading by 9.
Arlington needs a stop here.
Paschal with 4 3-pointers this half as they back it out and milk the clock, Walter Crutcher.
It's like they're playing for one. That's what the signal from David Watson is.
With 25. Crutcher, as Mitz gives him about a 7-foot cushion. Now sags back with 13 seconds. Whatever happens, Paschal will lead at halftime.
Coach Watson wants him to initiate it at 7, and there we go.
With 4. Lost it, did everything. They kept it for an eternity, and Crutcher slipped and turns it over.
And all David Watson can do is smile as he had what he wanted. It can't dribble for him.
Yeah, let's see if they can get a stop. And the foul at midcourt. Mitz wrapped up by Fred Arbello. Will not result in any kind of a free throw. 1.6 to go in the half. 25 points this half, or this quarter, put up by Paschal. Looking, they shoot it underneath. They had time, broken up. Anderson was there underneath, but his momentum kept moving him towards the baseline. It's halftime here at Arlington High. The Fort Worth Paschal Panthers lead the Arlington Colts 35-26 on AISD-TV. John Nelson back with Jim Staples here at Arlington High. The Panthers outscoring the Colts 25-4 in that second quarter. They've got 4 3-pointers. And we'll take a 9-point lead as we begin quarter number 3. Aside from their district meeting, the Colts also played Paschal in a tournament this year. The Panthers defeated the Colts 66-41 in the Keller ISD tournament. So when it's all said and done, they'll play each other 3 times. But only district counts, and Paschal looking to pick up their first district win. And Fred Arbello will inbound to begin the second half. Arbello from Crutcher up top to Dobie. Anderson couldn't get away from Steele. Well, Jim Paschal can do just about anything here to begin the third. They miss and Arlington's first possession.
Where they're really good is in transition, just exploding at the other end. Their half-court offense hasn't been as good. Defense been pretty good, though.
Taken away by Arbello. Dobie underneath, wide open, Jalen Robinson.
Well, everybody thought Dobie was going to shoot the basketball, but he fired it over to Robinson all alone.
And he takes it away. Paschal leading by 11 for the third time tonight. It's really their game to lose here in the second half. Dobie will take the 16-footer and didn't have enough on it. Offensive rebound and a miss. Dobie trying to save it off of Robinson.
Well, right now, just Paschal is just playing with more hustle. 3 opportunities at the basket that time. Not a very good looking shot by Dobie, but he follows it up and keeps it alive.
Terrell Washington on the floor, number 4. The Colts used 10 players in that first half. Back door up in one motion. Man, Arbello now with 11 points. And Paschal leading by 13.
Yeah, he plays with a lot of energy. Really good looking player.
3-pointer short by Gay as it bumps the rim. Underneath, and some contact as Jalen Robinson was moved aside.
Well, once again, just Paschal in transition. They have one thing in mind, and that's taking the basket to the hole. They have been very successful in converting those, but this time They pick up the foul and wholesale substitutions by Arlington High.
4 in. One of the 4 is Moez Hamid, number 40.
Yeah, at this point, Paul Williams has just got to find anybody that can play with a little bit of spark.
Hamid will guard Anderson. Outside, and now the other corner is Damari Anderson. He misses, and quick to the ball to get it first, and then the double dribble as Jalen Robinson gives it up.
Well, passing along the perimeter, once again a wide open 3 by Anderson, who had a couple in the first half, but a second opportunity again for Paschal offensively.
Handoff, Sean Steele to Mills. Back to Steele. Underneath, Hamid. Moez with his first 2.
Well, nice penetration. When you can penetrate the basketball, good things are going to happen. You either can kick it out for a wide open shot, or you have an off guy that you can lay it to. And Hamid had the deuce.
Handoff, and finishing it off as he got the pass from Crutcher is Jack Doby. And count the bucket. And the 5th point for Doby.
Yeah, only 5 points, but it's been kind of a quiet 5. He's really played a solid game and a chance for a bucket and 1 opportunity here.
One of 8 seniors. And getting to it with a long tip was Arbello.
Boy, their foul shooting has just been terrible. Now 5 of 12 from the line.
Bounce pass ahead. And Prim. Prim there to cap it off.
Yeah, you've got in transition, you've got to push the basketball, not settle for a half-court game, but take it to the rack.
Up high is Anderson. He'll shoot over Hamid. A little short, and Robinson able to get to it, then it goes out of bounds. And the Colts will have it in the backcourt. There's David Watson, played at Liberty, was a Liberty Flame. That's where Turner Gill now coaches football at school in Virginia. Sean Steele around Doby. It spins around, and Doby gets a loose ball and over the line.
Boy, Steele had the right idea. Once again, I think that what Arlington has to do, they're doing now. They're being more aggressive.
Mitz spots Steele. And Steele misses a 3. Over the line was Mills. And the Panthers will have it with 4:11 to go in the 3rd. Colts are giving up right at 62 points a game in district. Damari Anderson spots Robinson. Jalen over Steele with a net cutter. Team 3-pointer number 5. And a 14-point cushion. Underneath, Mitz. Out of bounds. Last touch by a Paschal defender. Mitz with a quick inbounds pass. Off balance was Mills. Gets it back. And Anderson got him on the way up. That's the first team foul committed by Paschal here in the second half.
Great second and third effort by Mills as a couple of Paschal players fighting over the rebound gave him that opportunity.
The Colts in foul shooting tonight, 2 of 4. Mills, a 5'10" sophomore, sinks the first of 2. Well, they've got to somehow get Rashad Anderson and maybe Ray Washington more involved here in the second half. Sinks them both.
That's going to need to be a team effort. Defensively, they're really going to have to play good team defense.
Rashad Anderson is in there. Handoff and the block over the top. Mills. Mills on Robinson.
It's a nice start there. It's a long skip pass, and thought the baseline was open temporarily for the Panthers. Cut off by Arlington. Last touch by Paschal.
Here's Rashad. And was he out of bounds? Yeah, he went over the line. No, 3-second call.
Yeah, he was camped out underneath there. And
Diamante Johnson, number 25. He's the 12th different player to see playing time tonight. And almost got the steal, batted it away. Diamante Johnson's a 6'5" senior. Panthers leading by a dozen. Jalen Robinson. And the block, Rashad Anderson on Jack Doby.
Well, it looked like a tie-up, but Doby just, again, got the offside rebound, offensive glass. And just a nice defense by Arlington. It looked like Doby was going to be uncontested going up for the easy deuce on the offside.
Panthers to play it in, Royce Mendez. Arbello cross court to Mendez in the corner. Nothing happening for Robinson. Into Jack Doby, and two more for the senior. And the steal over the line and off of Paschal. Panthers leading by 14.
Well, that's a battle between Doby and Tulala that's really heating up on both ends of the floor. Those two big guys getting after it.
Panthers came in averaging 43 in district. They've got 46 and counting. That one partially blocked. In traffic, Arbello. And the handoff to Crutcher as he goes down. Team foul number 3. And a shooting foul upcoming for Walter Crutcher, number 2.
Well, transition basketball has been the name of the game for Paschal, and it was just a late stop by Mills that prevented Crutcher from an easy lay-in.
Biggest lead of the night, 15 points.
Boy, before that shot by Crutcher, Paschal had missed their last 7 foul shots.
So Crutcher will line up the second. And ball tipped to Steele. And the extra step in the backcourt. And a Colt turnover with less than 2 minutes to go here in the third. And Paul Williams not happy at all. He takes the timeout here. And David Watson, just the opposite, has seen a great team effort tonight by his squad, 0-6 in district.
Yeah, and understandably, Paul Williams not happy. He's not seen consistent energy out of this Arlington team tonight. And for whatever reason, sometimes you're just flat, but I mean, there's still time, but you've really never seen that spark from Arlington tonight like you have for Paschal. And so it's getting crunch time now. You know, about 2 minutes to go in the third, and then the entire fourth quarter, we're going to have to make some offensive runs. But, John, it all starts with defense. And Paschal offensively, frankly, just has been beating Arlington down the floor, and they've had a lot of pretty easy transition baskets.
Yeah, they beat them in just about every phase of the game tonight, as Paul Williams has the 5 that he wants out there. And it's side court. So the Panthers underneath and to the right of the goal. Royce Mendez, and tosses it quickly to Doby. Doby puts it on the floor, leaves it in the corner for Arbella who misses, and Robinson in front of Viatalala gets it back. The drive and the basket by Crutcher with his 11th point.
Well, once again, third opportunity offensively just because you have hustle. Robinson kept it alive and gave Crutcher that opportunity.
Off with a trap, outside for a three. Ray Washington, he's yet to score tonight. It's on the floor and picked up and out of bounds. Minute 21 to go in the third. A 17-point lead for Paschal. And Tyron Mitz to inbound. Sean Steele, short. Crutcher dumps it off to Robinson. Winding down to a minute here. Doby, top of the key. Crutcher, Walter Crutcher drills a three.
Well, it's because Doby had an opportunity to back his couple of his defenders down low, and then he kicked it outside to the open three.
Getting out of hand, leading by 20. Steele off the tip. And the lead at 18. In the corner. 35.1 to go. It'll be Arlington's possession. Tyron Mitz adjacent to the Colt bench. Back to Mitz. Takes it a little closer and finishes it off with a rim bender.
Boy, one of the few times Paschal defensively just fell asleep.
With 20 seconds. Contact and a block on the other end with 19 seconds to play.
Yeah, out of control, and Jalen Robinson just collides, and all of a sudden Paschal looking uncharacteristic in this game.
With 10 seconds. Tipped, intended for Ray Washington. Out of bounds with the ball was Crutcher.
Well, Crutcher and Robinson both just high energy guys out there. And a steal on the inbounds by Robinson.
With 3 seconds and the shovel pass, the miss, almost tipped in by Doby. And that'll take us to the fourth quarter. Paschal with a very comfortable lead of 16 points at 52-36. They light up, and a new pair of running shoes. Well, there's 3 different colors it turns.
Well, one of them's green, Colt green. You gotta like that.
Arlington with the ball. Mitz trying to find an opening behind Carruthers and draws a foul, team foul number 3. And Mitz with a quick inbounds pass, waiting for it is Franklin. He misses.
Well, that'd have been a beautiful way to start the fourth.
Brandon Franklin, the 13th different player to see playing time tonight. And I don't guess we'll see Dylan Thomas, the TCU commit. The drive and the miss by Crutcher. On the break, and Robinson will send the Colts to the line. Garon Carruthers.
Yeah, important that Arlington score at the line with the clock stopped. And just uncharacteristic. Crutcher again took it coast to coast and had a layup that just wouldn't fall down. But at the other end, Arlington, whoops.
6'2" senior Garon Carruthers will have a second. Paschal outscoring the Colts 17-10 in that third quarter. Trying to knock it away from Mendez. They do, but Paschal will get it back at midcourt. Panthers with 2 players in double digits tonight. Arbello and Crutcher. This is Crutcher. Sends it over to Mendez. Turning, going left hand and missing. Trying to save it is Vales. It was Anderson took the initial shot. And here he is again up top. Trying to get a extra step around Carruthers. And Damari Anderson gives it up. Former Arlington / Sam Houston coach David Clyde here.
And how many games has he coached?
David was one of our guest announcers last year. Baseline drive and a nice move by Miss, but will it count?
Nope.
No basket and a turnover.
Well, Arlington's starting to get better penetration, but Mitz went over the top of Arbello on the offensive charge.
In essence, the charge is a turnover. Here's Crutcher. He's guarded by Franklin. Mendez will release and miss, trying to save it. He does.
Boy, just hustle again.
Royce Mendez gives the Panthers another chance, and now a timeout taken by Coach David Watson.
Yeah, twofold. He was about to get a 5-second call, but then really the last 3 trips down the floor for Paschal, they have just not really played like they have played in the previous 3 quarters of this game, trying to settle them back down into the rhythm that has built this 15-point lead thus far.
Colts coming off a 21-point loss to Martin. And Paschal coming off of a loss by 12 to the Volunteers. A minute and 51 seconds into this 4th and final quarter. Paschal led at the break 35-26. And Dion Vales will stay on, number 42.
Paschal got off to a really quick start, 22 first quarter points. Had a 12-point lead after 1, and really they have never sweated it in terms of sustaining any type of Arlington run at them this entire game.
Over the shoulder catch by Arbello. Crutcher will take it baseline and come up a little short. Gotta have to score on every possession. And a tip, it was deflected by Mendez. And Crutcher underneath goes down hard. Team foul number 5.
Fortunately, it wasn't another player control, as Crutcher again a little bit wild down the floor.
Damari Anderson will play it in. Deflected by Mitz. Almost left the building. And Damari Anderson resets it. Gets the deep pass from Vales broken up.
Yeah, poor decision by Vales.
5:25 to play. Kendrick Gay. Bounce pass underneath and taken away by Mendez. He went the backside of Carruthers.
Yeah, they squeezed him. They double teamed him, and I don't think they saw Arbello come down and take the steal and get the bucket.
From the dotted line, Arbello fills it up, his 13th point. Lead back at 17 for the second occasion. Gay passes underneath and Washington goes up. Terrell Washington.
Vales had a clean block, and then the second attempt he caught part of the arm. But again, Paschal defensively that time just not in sync. Arlington has had some opportunities here, and once again at the line, they've got to start canning these.
Yeah, they really do. They need some stops. The foul was charged to Vales, and Gyron Carruthers will take another one.
Yeah, you're right. The offense is going to be predicated on good defense. You know, they need a 6-8 nothing run here.
Missed them both. Arbello, and he has his pocket pick. Bounce pass ahead to Washington. Terrell Washington off the bench now with 3 points. Waiting is Crutcher. Now pulls it back out. 54-39, a 15-point Paschal advantage here.
Well, this is a Paschal team that hasn't won a lot, so it'll be interesting to see both of these teams actually down the stretch in a game. Can they finish the deal?
Mendez in the corner as Crutcher misses. The rebound, Anderson. Up top to Royce, and the little freshman connects with his second three.
Yeah, he's been a spark plug off the bench. He's got 6. He's got a couple of 3-pointers, but it's been more of his defense and just he's been a pest out there.
17 3-pointers and another 3-second lane call on the Colts. Number 40 will come on, Moez Hamid. Under 3.5 to go. Right hash mark Crutcher. Trying to get away from the double team. He does. Leaves it for Arbello. And Fred Arbello rings the bell.
Well, that's a backbreaker there. You play really solid defense, almost get the steal. They penetrate out of it, and Arbello left alone for the 3.
An insurmountable 21-point lead. And Gay on the way up is fouled, and he'll have 3. It'll be 3 shots for Gay, trying to hit a 3. But foul shooting's not going to get it done, Jim.
No, it's not, and this is just going to match the 3 that Arbello just had at the other end if he makes them all.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, you're right. A trade-off. The lead at 20. The Colts in the second half with just 14 points.
Yeah, you just don't know if there's enough possessions remaining in this game.
And one more for the 6'2 junior.
I mean, you've got to give Paschal a ton of credit. They have just played energetic the entire game.
Casey Howard, number 14, a 6'1 senior guard on for the Colts. So Paul Williams has seen enough. I mean, trying to find any combination here. They're going to lose a game. This one kicked away. Arbello had it for an instant.
Yeah, you really can't fault a guy that's played as well as he has, but 2 of the last 3 trips down the floor, Paschal has gotten really sloppy handling the basketball.
Kanan Dorsey, number 34, in for the first time for Paschal. At the line and missing the front end of a 1-and-1 was Casey Howard. That last foul by Paschal was a team foul number 7. It's clear but deflected. Gyron Carruthers. And Carruthers lays it up and in. His first 2 from the field. On the other end, the miss by Anderson. 2.5 minutes to play. And Mitz. And it counts as Mitz got it to go over Dorsey. And a full timeout. We'll step aside with 2:25 to go in the game. Paschal leading by 15. Third most points this year for the Paschal Panthers. The most was the 66 in a win over the Colts in the Keller tournament. And Tyron Mitz at the line for the Colts with 2:25 to play. Number 1, Zion Mills on the floor. Paschal will pick up their first district win of the year. Arlington will fall to 1-6. Royce Mendez being tracked, spots a wide open Crutcher. They don't have to shoot as he pulls it out. And Crutcher with a little tap from behind from Mills, team foul number 6.
Well, Arlington did what they had to. They pressed and trapped and tried to get the steal, and Paschal continually got out of trouble, and then eventually you have to stop the clock by fouling.
And the push on Arbello will send the Panthers to the line with a 1-and-1. That's the 7th, and Fred Arbello, a 6-foot senior tonight, with 16 points at the free throw line. Apparently Jack Doby will finish with 7 points. Arbello adds to his total. He's got 18. Anderson out of the game as well for Paschal. Inside in the hole from behind by number 34, Kanan Dorsey. That'll send the Colts to the line. Moez Hamid. And a 1-and-1. And that one a little wide to the right as they try to pull it apart. Washington and Arbello. It'll be Paschal's possession.
Well, Washington was not in any position to make the play, but somehow he managed to tie it up.
Ahead to Crutcher. And here's a handoff to Robinson, and Mendez with instructions to just pass it around, and a 1-and-1 upcoming as Mills will send Jalen Robinson to the line. Trailing by 16. Coach David Watson, in his 4th year, going to pick up Paschal's first district win. And at 35 remaining. Panthers tonight with 7 3-pointers. Mills open underneath in the miss by Howard. And the backcourt foul on Mendez as he was hit by Terrell Washington. And the 1-and-1.
It's easy to look at guys that have scored a bunch in this game, like Arbello with 18 points, and you've got Crutcher that has 14, but this guy right here may have been the difference maker.
Yeah, I think you're right. I was about to say
tonight.
that. No bonus, but they're going to win the game. They have the big lead. Zion Mills and Howard will try it again and miss. Colts will fall to 6-12 on the year, and that's the 10th. We'll see the double bonus with Fred Arbello. It'll be some cosmetic points with 63 seconds to play. Paschal will move their season record to 9-11. And again, these two teams meet in the last game of the year over at Fort Worth Paschal on Tuesday, February 16th. The district leader tonight continues to be the North Crowley Panthers. They have a 1-game lead over Martin and a 2-game lead over Bowie. Panthers within 2 points of their season high. Howard in trouble and finally spots Washington, and a 3. Terrell Washington. And with 42.7 to go, as this one can't end soon enough for the Colts.
Do you like the idea with this game out of reach like this, just purposely fouling? I'm not sure what point that serves, but.
Well, it's even worse in the NBA. I mean, a lot of people have proposed an automatic 2-shot foul plus the ball. That would stop the intentional fouls. Yeah. I mean, I love that idea. Automatic 2-shotter plus the ball. That could be a 5-point swing. Walter Crutcher cans them both. So Paschal has tied their season high with 66 points. Bombs away from Casey Howard. Rebound Washington. He turns, shoots, and puts up an air ball. That should have been the last point for Arlington at 49. Royce Mendez with a couple of 3-pointers tonight off of the bench, the 5'5 freshman. Walter Crutcher will finish with 16 points, and that will do it. It's a Route 66 win for the Paschal Panthers as they defeat the Colts by 17. Their first district win of the year, their 9th overall. The Colts fall to 1-6, and overall at 6-12. Fred Arbello led all scores tonight with 20 points. Paschal with 3 men in double figures. Tyron Mitz for the Colts led Arlington in scoring with 12. But I was impressed from the outset, Jim, as Paschal raced out to a big lead and added to it and did really everything they needed to do. They were quick to the ball. They changed up their schemes time and time again. Had a ton of steals.
Yep.
And just really selective shooting tonight early.
Yeah, I agree completely with everything you just said, John. Very impressed. Hard to believe that this is their first district win, because I tell you what, I was impressed overall, offensively, defensively, just really their energy. I just think that they just had a little bit more energy than Arlington did tonight from start to finish, with very few lapses in this game. So I think that Paul Williams has a little bit of work to do with his team, and David Watson has got to be really thrilled with his effort tonight from his Paschal team.
Yeah, it was a nice team effort as the Panthers win it 66-49. Our thanks to both head coaches, David Watson and Paul Williams. Our benevolent overlord, Spence, and his crew. Once again, our final score, Paschal 66, Arlington 49. For Jim Staples, this is John Nelson saying good night from Arlington High.